Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe. That's going to be the red R towards the bottom right. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to manually flush the ink out of your print lines. Some of the reasons you guys might need to do this is you have some kind of clogging or a clogging error code. If you are experiencing any kind of error codes, please don't forget to call Ricoh Tech Support. Start a case with them. Have their techs troubleshoot with you. You don't want to avoid any kind of warranties by doing this all on your own. This video is for reference only. Alright guys, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to manually flush the ink out of your print lines. Today I'm working with my Ri1000X, but this process will be similar for the other units. Some of the items you're going to need are going to be a cup, a syringe with a little rubber hose at the end, your Phillips head screwdriver, a bottle of clean fluid and an empty bottle as well, and some shop towels. So first off, let's go ahead and we're going to turn off our units from the front panel, and then we're going to go around the back of it and turn it off from the back as well. Now working on your units, guys, always remember to please turn it off from the front and also from the back. If possible, disconnect the power cord. You don't want any power traveling through the circuit boards or anything while you're doing any kind of troubleshooting or you're working on your units. Alright, now that the unit is turned off, I'm going to go around the back and I'm going to turn it off from the back as well. And I'm going to remove the power cord. The power cord is removed. The next thing, I'm going to go ahead and remove the cap from the top of my carriage. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and go towards the front of it. You'll see a little opening here. Underneath there's a little clip. Pop that clip open, push this towards the back and then up to remove that cover. And I'm also going to open up my ink bay. For most ink bays, there are two screws holding this in place. So I'm going to go ahead and remove those. And I'm going to open up my ink bay. Okay. You'll also have a bracket here on top. What you want to do is remove the screws towards the back of this plate or the part that's closest to the unit. Now on the front piece, you'll have a few more screws. In this case, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not going to remove these screws. I'm just going to loosen them up so I can go ahead and slide my plate out like so. Next thing you want to do, you want to get a piece of shop towel and you want to fold that in half, and we're going to place that right above our print head just to cover up that board right there. We don't want to accidentally sprinkle any ink or cleaner on there, just like that. Now that we got that covered up, we're going to continue by removing this plate here from our white wand ink supply. Just gonna go right ahead and remove those ink supplies. The ink cartridges. 1 and 2. And then we're gonna continue by removing those 2 screws. 1 and 2. Okay, now that we got those 2 screws removed, we're going to go ahead and also we're going to cover up these connections here. We don't want to get any kind of cleaning fluid or ink on them. So we're going to grab another shop towel. And we're going to cover these connections as best as possible. There we go. Okay, next thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and disconnect our print line one at a time from the top of the print head. So we're going to start with this white one right here. Disconnect that. Now that's going to be white number 1 over here towards our ink supply units. It's going to be this first one right here. Okay, so we want to go ahead and have our syringe ready, and we want to very carefully disconnect that line. We want to connect our syringe to it, just putting it inside there, and then we're going to go ahead and gently pull on the syringe so we can start removing the ink from the ink line. At first it's a little hard, but as you do more, it comes out easier. Okay, now that I got that removed, I'm going to go ahead and put this ink in a little container. Just dump that in there. I'm going to do this one more time just to make sure I got as much ink out of it as possible. Okay. Going to go ahead and clean my fingers here and my tube. Next, I'm going to connect this tube to the part here. So we're going to connect it to our hose that's located on top of our carriage here, right in there. Okay, now I'm going to get my print line that's towards the bottom of my ink supplies. I'm going to get an empty bottle, and I'm going to get some Ricoh cleaner. I'm going to go ahead and pour some of that cleaner into that bottle. Now you don't want to pour too much of it, just a little bit. You don't want to contaminate your good cleaner. And I'm going to go ahead and insert this print line into that cleaner. Now if you got somebody to help you, that would be great. This sometimes requires 2 hands. Okay, now that I got that cleaner in there, I'm going to go again to my syringe here on top. Holding that in there, and I'm going to pull some of that cleaner through. Alright, so let me disconnect this one, and I'm going to throw away some of that cleaner out of it. I'm going to run this process a few times until we get that cleaner to go all the way through the print line. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and remove my cleaner from the print line here on the bottom, and I'm going to continue pulling it out here from the top. And dump that out. And I'm going to reconnect it again. Now if you guys notice here my print line, now it's starting to look clear. I'm going to do that one more time just to make sure I get as much ink out of it as possible. Again, I'm going to remove that cleaner from in there and continue pulling that ink out just to clean out the system or the ink line. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect it here again. Dump that out. And I'm going to connect it one more time, just so we can refill this line with cleaner. Okay, once I see the cleaner coming in here on top, I'm gonna start pulling on the syringe. I'm gonna pull my line out of my cleaning fluid. Just gonna give it a quick wipe down. And I'm gonna reconnect this line. Now the reason I'm doing this, I wanna have some cleaner in that line when I reconnect it up here. And I'm connecting it towards the bottom so that way the cleaner doesn't retract back. This top syringe is holding a little bit of pressure, preventing the cleaner from just dumping out towards the bottom or draining out. Okay, once I got that connection here in the bottom, I'm gonna go ahead and remove my syringe. I'm gonna clean my connection here. Make sure to get as much dry ink out of it as possible, and I'm gonna go ahead and reconnect this line, making sure I got a good connection there. I also want to make sure my clip here on top is connected correctly. You can see this clip here and this clip here, they're gonna snap into place. That's one, and that's two. Okay. And then we would continue the same process for each one of these lines individually. You don't want to do more than one at a time. That way you don't get confused which line you're working on and where they got connected. Then once you got everything all drained out, you want to go ahead and reattach all your bracketing. I'm going to go ahead and start with my stainless steel bracket. And I'm going to install back those screws. Remember guys, this ink supply unit is made out of plastic, so you don't want to over tighten those screws. That's one. So I'm going to show you guys here. Also, when you guys put this bracket back, you want this bracket to be as close to the print line as possible. You see on this end how it's closer than this end, so you want to make sure you push this as close to the print line as possible, and you're going to tighten that screw. Okay, once you got that screw tightened, you want to give these one more little push downward to make sure they're all the way inserted. Okay, once you got the plate on there, we can go ahead and reattach our top plate up here. Remember, we slide this in, and we're going to attach these two screws towards the back first. That's one, and number two. And let's go ahead and retighten the 4 screws here on the front. Once again guys, remember not to over tighten these. This is plastic. You don't want to accidentally snap or damage this or even strip it. Alright guys, and that's how you remove the ink manually from one of the print lines. If you guys want to take a look at the video again, go through it a couple of times just to get an idea how it's done. But just to recap, we're going to remove the covers here. We're going to remove that cover here in the bottom, the plates, the 2 screws. We're going to disconnect the line from both ends. First, we're going to start pulling out the ink from the bottom end, so we make sure we drain out the ink. Next, you're going to get a little bottle, put this end into the cleaner, and then siphon it in an upward motion to clean out that print line. Don't forget to reattach everything guys when you're done, and do one print line at a time. You don't want to do multiples. You don't want to forget where they got connected. Thank you guys for joining us. Please don't forget to subscribe. Once again, that's going to be the red R towards the bottom right. And leave us some comments. Let us know what kind of videos you guys want to see, and we'll try to get those posted up. I'll also leave the information for Ricoh DTG, how to contact them. Remember guys, start a case with them. You don't want to be doing this on your own. You don't want to avoid any kind of warranties. This video is for reference only. Thank you and have a good day.